Try to picture 1,000 bottles of lubricant. Odds are you're not picturing enough. At 12 fluid ounces each, Diddy's freak-out lube stash would be almost enough to completely fill a 100-gallon fish tank.
Damn.
So why did Diddy need enough lube to create a slip and slide that could stretch across the entire length of a movie theater, from the lobby to the front screen? And we mean that literally. 1,000 12-ounce bottles equals about 93 gallons, which would let you cover a slip and slide 6 feet wide and around 630 feet long with 1 millimeter of personal lubricant, or a total surface area of almost 350 meters.
These niggas broke down the math of what you're able to do with all that. That's insane.
That's sick.
What's going on, Clutch?
What up, what up, what up?
What up?
Boy Ross.
We're in there.
Clutch. Hey.
Back to you, ladies and gentlemen, another video today. You feel me?
All right, we're going to check out
Go ahead, Ross. Let them know.
Diddy Freak Off Party Explained.
They got to explain this, bro. This is still going on, ladies and gentlemen. I thought, well, I know it ain't over because it's just current, but
Oh, man.
it looked like they created a cartoon explanation of what happened at some of these parties. So we're going to check it out right now. Make sure y'all run up those likes, subscribe. Let's try to get an insight on
The freak.
that was going on.
Congratulations! You've been invited to a party hosted by none other than famous rap mogul Puff Daddy.
Bro, is this like a damn job? You know, you first get a job and they make you go do the little...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
e-learning.
infographics. They always do these type of style videos. We've checked them out on stream as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's infographics.
It's going to be an extravagant gala
I see what you're talking
and definitely going to skyrocket your social media following. But when you get there, it's just Diddy and a few of his close friends looking like plankton in his basement dungeon.
Getting
And
some freaky
you're being
vibes.
told to take a bottle of lube to a private room to prepare yourself, all
that?
while Diddy licks his lips and looks at you, whispering to himself, "I was in one bedroom, dreaming of a million. Now I'm in beach houses, cream to the ceiling." As you're about to find out, one of Puff
What kind of poetry is that?
You just see baby on it.
What is going on here? Boy dropped a bar.
You know what's funny? I can see him actually saying that type of wild, freaky shit. You just in there.
Hey, man, I thought this was just a friendly gathering, man.
What's in this drink?
Could you imagine, like, not to get serious, but could you imagine really making it to that point in your life and you meeting all the people? That's why they say never meet your idols sometimes. Because never knowing that this is what people be on. And I know you just taking it back like, whoa, this what y'all boys be doing?
Yeah, you be surprised.
Then
I don't want to
even
be
speak
surprised.
on it because they'll blackmail you and never be in a movie or nothing again. It's crazy.
Daddy's most famous lyrics could have been quite literal. 1,000 bottles of lube, enough to fill a very large aquarium. This was the shocking discovery inside of one of Puff Daddy's homes after a federal search warrant was executed against him. And all of that lube? Well, it was meant to be used by some of your favorite celebrities in what Diddy called freak-off parties. Try to picture 1,000 bottles of lubricant. Odds are you're not picturing enough. At 12 fluid ounces each, Diddy's freak-out lube stash would be almost enough to completely fill a 100-gallon fish tank. So why did Diddy need enough lube to create a slip and slide that could stretch across the entire length of a movie theater, from the lobby to the front screen? And we mean that literally. 1,000 12-ounce bottles equals about 93 gallons, which would let you cover a slip and slide 6 feet wide and around 630 feet long with 1 millimeter of personal lubricant, or a total surface area of almost 350 meters.
These niggas broke down the math of what you're able to do with all that. That's insane.
That's sick. And once again, we don't know. We may get some insight once the court proceedings happen, but I don't know if we want to know the gruesome detail.
I don't want to know, bro. Sometimes too much information ain't good.
God.
This is too much.
At Diddy's movie theater, you could slide in the front
Diddy's
door on a
movie
cushion of sex lube, whiz by the concession stand for your popcorn and soda,
did the
and
math.
then slide into your front row seats right by the big screen. And what's
slid
playing
into-
in Diddy's theater? Well, one of his personal home movies, but more on that soon. First, let's talk about enough lube to drown an elephant seal.
This movie is
Americans buy in bulk, as we know, and there's a Costco right down the street.
Not a
These are actual statements from P. Diddy's lawyer in response to the discovery of 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby
that was
oil
his
at Diddy.
excuse. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah,
the
I
lawyer.
heard that. Yeah, fool
Nigga.
talking about he just.
I went to Costco the other day. I wouldn't wear my no damn.
So you was looking?
No.
Should have went check to see if they got any. Because they might be trying to ban it.
nigga just walk out with 1,000 bottles.
Is this some type of marketing for from Johnson & Johnson?
I don't know, bro, but that's sick. That's sicko mode, bro.
Wow.
These home. While it is true that Americans enjoy bargain shopping from big box stores, most Americans also don't need enough lubricant to fully insert a Minuteman intercontinental ballistic missile into a missile silo that is a little nervous because this is their first time. The public discovery of Diddy's freak-off parties come alongside startling revelations from the numerous criminal cases against him. In 2023, Sean John Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Lube Daddy, a.k.a. P. Slip and Slide, a.k.a. Federal Defendant Number 1, saw his entire career unwind with allegations that he had abused and exploited former girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie. He was 37 years old and she was just 19 when they first met, quickly making her financially and career dependent on him. At these freak-off parties, it's alleged that he forced Cassie to perform acts on others against her will. The case would be settled out of court without the terms of the settlement being publicly revealed. However, it's likely that this included a very large financial compensation. There's no word on compensation for Diddy blowing up Kid Cudi's car after he became enraged to discover that Cudi had been dating Cassie. Given how much lube Diddy had on hand, getting his car blown up was the least of Cudi's worries. But Cassie's lawsuit was the tip of the iceberg, because Puff Daddy, aka Lube Master 3000, was already facing several other cases for exactly the same type of behavior. And front and center of these allegations were P. Baby Oil Diddy's freak-off parties, for both legal reasons and to protect their reputations. It has become incredibly difficult to get solid details on what exactly went on at these.
So a lot of people, man, they go to court and start unleashing names and documents on
who
people
pulled up
that were a part of these, because you're gonna have to name who was
there,
a part of the acts. Because I know there's 2 parties that they always say. It's essential or a regular one, and then it's like, hey, if you ain't trying to stay here and see what's going on, it's time for you to go. So
after a certain time, it gets, P Diddy after dark type shit, and it get wild. And once again, whatever he does in his home, that's what he does in his home. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is what entailed in that. People being forced to do something against their will, or people not even remembering what happened because maybe they were, drugged and they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's the slippery part. No pun intended. But that's the part that people are concerned with.
That's a very interesting choice of words to use.
Just to make sure, to get clarification, because if people were forced to do stuff against their will, that is where you get into the trafficking part of things.
And this is where a part where you're going to need social media to not be social media, which is going to be
impossible.
But for people that are victims, that's why some people may not even want to speak up on it, because they may have been a victim to this situation or in this scenario, and they may not want to speak up because they know people clown them essentially for being
a victim.
Come on, bro.
So
you know how it's hard, man. We ain't gonna not us, but
not males and females.
And you could have been a victim in the situation, but people are gonna find a way to flip that and make fun of you. So you might have a lot of people that just hold that to the grave. So
unfortunate.
Another unfortunate situation.
Freak-off parties from those who attended. But it doesn't take much imagination when there are literally 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil involved. Odds are, with that much lubricant to make things nice and slippery, Diddy and his guests were not hosting a chess club. Some leaks have emerged, though, painting a sordid picture of Combs' freak-off parties. Allegedly, they involved multi-day-long marathons of physical debauchery, with P. Diddy, aka Slip Daddy, flying in sex workers specifically for the events. That particular allegation seems to have some basis in reality, as amongst the many charges Diddy seems unable to slip out of are related to sex trafficking across state lines, for which he is being prosecuted under the infamous Mann Act. Allegedly, Diddy's flesh fests would begin after his famous white parties, which would attract major celebrities such as Leonardo DiCaprio and Mariah Carey. However, after the A-listers left, Diddy would put on a completely different show for a select group of friends. Michael Kaplan of the New York Post, who broke details on freak-offs, reported that Diddy would lure in women whom he was personally managing or had met at various adult clubs, along with sex workers. Using either drugs, money, or power over their career, Diddy forced the women to participate. Afterwards,
That's
to
wild.
ensure their silence, he would use video footage taken at the events as blackmail leverage or simply threaten to ruin their career. But freak-offs had other surprises of their own. According to a well-placed drug dealer who was invited to one of these events, male rappers would engage in acts with each other as well, including some very high-profile and well-known talent whose names have not come to the spotlight yet.
Willing to bet.
However, for any fan of the
Say yet.
I'm willing to bet, bro. Now, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, bro. Who is engaging in certain things that you would never think. But once again, you don't know these people personally. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You're not supposed to, essentially. But
Wasn't meant for that until
you
what's done
never
in
know.
the dark will always see itself to the light. So
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Crazy how things play out.
Boondocks, this type of behavior has long been an open secret amongst the hip-hop community.
Yeah.
Heavy security would ensure complete privacy, and only people personally invited by Combs were allowed to enter. Threats of violence, drug addiction, and blackmail were all used to ensure complete secrecy, as well as a healthy amount of payouts for at least some individuals, such as Cassie. Even if guests wanted to leave, the sheer amount of personal lubricant flooding the party space would have made that difficult. There's also been no publicly released footage or any photos from any of these freak-off parties, though low-effort media has been using old clips or photos
I've
from
been seeing
legitimate
that.
white parties that Diddy hosted in their place as clickbait.
Yeah.
Allegations that celebrities like Kevin Hart, Leonardo DiCaprio, or Beyonce
I've been
attended
seeing
these
that too.
parties are unproven and rely entirely on photos and videos of them at known white parties. Combs is, at the time of writing, behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center after being labeled a flight risk. As federal raids against his U.S. homes were being carried out back in March, Diddy had taken his private plane to Antigua in the Caribbean. Thinking the situation over, he decided to return and was subsequently denied bail requests. Commenting on the discovery of 1,000 bottles of lubricant in one of his homes, Diddy, through his lawyer, wanted it to be clear that the presence of over 90 gallons of lube and baby oil was not, quote, as nefarious as it seemed.
Really?
Because who doesn't have a commercial-sized aquarium's worth of personal lubricant for various needs in their home? Sean Slippery Combs is facing some serious
You can
jail
hate me
time
now, but I
for the
won't stop
charges
now.
against him, even as the details of freak-off parties remain tightly under wraps by federal prosecutors. At a minimum, Combs faces 15 years in prison, though it's possible he could spend the rest of his life in prison if the federal sex trafficking charges are proven, along with a $250,000 fine. The real question is, how do federal authorities hope to keep a man behind bars who has spent so much of his life steeped in gallons and gallons of personal lubricant now slip into this video?
Still got
The
it.
wealthy elite that own the world.
That's so fucked up, boy. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We
Hey.
can't be stopped now. It's bad.
Wild. It's crazy to see that a lot of these things coming to the light, and it's just
Hate to see it, bro.
it's the people. I don't know, like people that probably were involved. What do you think they're doing right now? Like,
Just laying low as much as possible, not saying nothing,
you
not
don't think
trying
they're
to
still
talk.
getting roles and all this other stuff?
What you mean?
Like as far as if it's actors or people that's in music, like
I mean, he in jail now.
I'm talking about different the people that was a part of what it is that he had going on.
Oh, you talking about the people that
They say may have been in some of these freak offs. Because eventually they'll come out with the names.
yeah. I mean,
So-
like I said, laying low as possible. And they
No pun
already
intended, right?
you stupid. And already have they statement lined up by their lawyers and stuff. I'm sure they talked to
Working on
their
the
lawyers and trying to get everything. Hey man, I just did charity. Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
But people do that. If they know
Yeah, they do.
they could be implicated in something like that, they gonna, one, distance themselves as much as possible, and two, already have a game plan, already have some type of rollout of some type of footage of them feeding the homeless or something good, something
Yeah.
charitable, and
That's wild, bro. Hey, unfortunate situation, but this is gonna be crazy to see as it plays out.
Facts.
If it plays out, well, I'm not even gonna talk about the YSL trial, but if it plays out kind of like how people are expecting, this is gonna be a doozy, fam.
For sure.
Hey, if y'all enjoyed the video, you already know what to do. Make sure to close like, subscribe. Let us know what else we need to be checking out in the comments down below. Road to a Million is still here, it's still in action. So make sure y'all keep on supporting us and sharing these videos around. But always spread love, be love, keep God first. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
The bitch is from Houston. If you got a problem, then we got the solutions. And there's no illusion. I made this shit happen, I'm living life lucid. I'm switching my strategies. Now they hate on me cause I'm causing casualties. So why are they after me? Deep inside they know they can't handle half of me.